Okay, great. Let me share my screen. Okay. Hello, everyone. In this video, um, I would like to cover the topic of SAP access of users related to planning activities. So we're moving to this paragraph, tools and accesses, SAP S4 Access. And not really a hard topic from my perspective. The key points are first, P40 planning single roles are integrated to existing job label roles. So I don't want to like spend more time launching the P40 and finding those roles. So screenshots are pretty depicting, I guess. For example, we have a job label role, global supply chain lead for Dagmersellen. And if we go to the contents of this role, we will see a list of single roles contained, and we can find the role global one because it has X0 instead of country code. We can find a global PPDS role. And this role provides access to all the planning T codes in SAP. If we go more deeply to this single role, as you can see, if we go to the authorization objects tree, we can see object class APO. And starting from here, I just would like to remind that former name of PLN process was APO, Advanced Planning Optimizer. And so unfortunately, it is not that easy to replace this name with a new one in like in all instances. For example, we can replace it in GSD, we can create a new configuration item in ATSP, we can create a skill PLN instead of skill APO, and so on. But in SAP itself, a lot of configuration was done already in the system, and it is not so easy to change the abbreviations everywhere. So working in SAP, you will see the abbreviation APO a lot, unfortunately. So you need to keep that in mind, that APO is the same as PLN, right? So if you go to any PPDS single role, you will see these sub-tree object class APO, and there you will see the authorization classes or authorization types related to planning T codes, to planning data. So again, in most of the cases, no my access request is required, because if employee is really missing some PPDS access, it should probably be added to his current role. So either it should be added to single role, or if there is no single role at all for some reason, it should be added to, well, the single role should be added to job label one. That's the main point. Also, yeah, sorry. Yeah, so before this S4LP project, which took place a year ago, before this transformation of the process, there was a separate system in SAP. It was called APP, but now, luckily, all the planning SAP data is located inside the P40, inside the S4 So it is P40, Q40, D41. Um, and it is located in the module called PPDS. And you can see all the authorization objects as on the previous slide here. Then, yeah, so these are single roles for production planning and detailed scheduling. They can be global ones, can be probably restricted to some market. Roles, yeah, they can be derived by location and market, and were mapped to existing global supply chain roles. Job label roles usually have single role in it with the global setting. Yeah, so on the following slides, I will go through them real quick because pretty much they will explain types of roles, but I do not recommend to learn them by heart. Well, you know that every incident is different, and so let's imagine you received an incident ticket with some person missing some planning related access in P40. So of course you will check in SUIM. Of course you will ask for model user. So you will do just the similar sequence of actions. You will follow just the similar flow you would do with any other authorization issue, basically. And there is really no need to mesmerize all these roles. But here are several examples. Some separate roles were created for Z tool. So we will cover Z tool in a separate video as a part of factory planning. So basically, Z tool is a T code in SAP, which allows to convert planning PRs to purchase orders. So in order to have access to this T code, users should have one of these two single roles. Please check for model user, or remember that there should be like PR conversion roles. For leaf access, there are a bunch of user-specific job label and single roles. So usually all of them contain either word leaf or abbreviation LNB, which means leaf and blend, or somehow by, I don't know, LF abbreviation. So I don't know, usually leaf roles are really easy to recognize, easy to distinguish. And here are just examples for them. And that's it. And only 9 minutes. So I guess we can cover the BW Access in the same video. So let's move forward. Do not stop. And just a moment. So let's move to BW Access. I didn't want to put a lot of information on the slides for this topic because anyway, you will use those several KBs that we have. First of all, the main guideline for end users is this KB. Let me open it. Yes, so it's called Get Access to Planning Reporting. And so this is the available for end users guide to choose the appropriate role for a report. you can see, for example, customer knows that daily production report is required. Then, as per this table, he or she should request this role in my access, and all of these roles are available in my access, job label ones, the XX ones, and just plain single ones. They are all available for requesting. So please double check and don't ask security team to assign these roles. So once person selected a report, uh, they are told to raise an incident for GSD and provide the following details like name of the report, my access request number, because they need to submit my access request. Oh, sorry. Sorry, I had some small issue with an internet connection. This request number, also markets, plans, and profit center for which the access is required. Model user, if there is one, and business reason. So quite a standard um, set for BW related access. Also, what we have and what um, I should definitely add it here. I will add it once again. I will add it right now. Um, oh, sorry. Yes, it is this article which is used by GSD. BW reporting access for planning the IT guide. So let me just real quick adjust the training. Sorry. Okay. Yeah. Sorry for delay. So this is one more very important article for BW PLN related access. So that's basically the manual for GSD on how to provide access. So again, customers should request roles or role in my access, provide plans, profit center markets for which access is required, and provide business reason. Then you have this flow for BW reports, what you should do. Then you have a slightly separate flow for access to portfolio cockpit, BW portfolio cockpit, and also a separate flow for leave planning reporting. So I guess this article is pretty convenient. At least I didn't hear any complaints from guys. Also, please remember that when you are checking the hierarchies, for example, here for hierarchies for profit center markets, you should check them not in DEP report like for GPM, but in the RSSM like for regular BW reports. Okay, right. So that's um, that's very important. Let me And finally, the article for end users, how to access portfolio cockpit. So it can be accessed two ways using the link. I showed it to you already in another video. Uh, or people also can use T-code in BWP and open portfolio cockpit from there. And there is also a role which needs to be requested because portfolio cockpit is like a very popular tool. So there is a separate article for it. Okay. Yes, so there are the roles from the KB. And I guess, yeah, we'll need to cover the some useful info and links. So basically, what does second level support look like for GSD? So if there is an issue with some XLDIN, like issue with installation, some technical errors like with analysis, just some pure Excel errors and so on, IBP connection. So usually this can be resolved on GSD side. However, if you cannot resolve such issue or you see similar incidents which couldn't be resolved by GSD and were resolved by BTS PLN, please feel free to escalate this to BTS PLN, of course, with initial investigation and providing all the required information. Then, if there are some issues with IBP access and you conducted some preliminary investigation and you know that some permission filter needs to be added or some template is missing in the role or anything else, you just provide information and escalate to SAP security. If there are any issues with P40 access, you need to identify what access is missing, what role is required according to model user and so on. Or you should provide SU53 report and then also escalate to SAP security. For BW access, well, in general, IFMR or global planning team is responsible for non-role access, like hierarchies for markets and plants. But again, it's better to check specific KBs for BW PLN access. We just checked. And of course, for PLN analysts, well, I probably need to delete that because all, as far as I know, all analysts supporting IBP should support, all analysts supporting access issues should also support functional issues in PLN. So there is no more separation to PLN as an F and PLN as functional process. So it goes all together. So of course, all functional issues with Excel-DINs, IBP web version, SAP, BW, and so on, they go to BTS PLN team. And some essential KBs, basically they're all essentials. So just wanted to highlight that we have PLN main article, which is an umbrella, and it contains quite a lot of articles for various topics. For example, a set of articles for planning Excel-DINs, for some, I would say, popular errors like this one. So I don't want to cover all the errors one by one, but you can see how it looks like. So there is an issue, there is a specific error, no data found. It occurs in specific cases, and there is a solution how this can be resolved. So master data workbook, create, market product, so on. Well, that's just an example. Um, Sometimes, for example, cache needs to be cleared in IBP Excel-in. Usually when user like um does something in the system on a regular basis, and then for some reason he just lost access to do it, and you see that from access perspective everything should be correct. The good move is to clear cache in IBP Excel-in. So this short article explains how to clear cache. So there is a button, clear metadata cache, and you just click on it and cache is cleared. So in some situations, it really helps. So feel free to check this article, and of course, use all your searching tools. Search for past incidents in ITSP, search for posts in Teams, and so on. Well, you are the analyst, and it is just a part of troubleshooting process. So here are the KBs, and that's all for this video. So we've covered the roles in, well, we've covered IBP Excel-in, um, roles in S4, roles in BW Access in general, and some useful information as well. So goodbye for now.